Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Good morning. Hello, hello. Sorry about last night, guys. If you were waiting for me, I was not feeling good and did not wake up. I was not feeling good last night. Um, Stomach's still kind of a little weird, but I took a nap and woke up at like almost 1 o'clock in the morning and saw the messages from Kelly saying like, "Hey, are you streaming tonight?" Yeah, just wasn't feeling good. Um, so sorry about that. But anyway, what I was going to run last night is what we are running this morning. Well, yeah, they know that if it didn't make sense for me to stream, I wasn't going to stream. It wasn't just because I overslept. I overslept because I was not feeling great. So, but they didn't know that, so that's why they were asking. But anyway, welcome in, guys. We have got a collection that we bought 2 days ago. We've got a lot of stuff up here. All of this is fresh stuff. There's actually some pretty good titles in this stuff. So let's go and get started. Let's explain how everything works. We're going to look at the condition of every single disc, just like this one, and then we will attempt to sell this item. If this item does not sell, we'll set it in a stack here and stack those movies up. Once we get to 25 in that stack, we'll sell that whole entire stack for a $4 start. Um, each individual item will be ran at $1 for 5 seconds with a 5 second counter added if there's a bid. If you do see two movies in the pile that have been passed on, you can pair those two up for $1 as well. So uh, let's go and get started. Sandra Bullock in 28 days. And here we go. And passing, we have Fracture with Anthony Hopkins and Ryan Gosling. Good morning to you, Lexi B. Here is Safe Passage, Susan Sarandon and Sam Shepard. Life's best journeys take you home. Safe Passage. Uh, the Betsy, I did not get a chance to. But I have access to the machine now, so I can try and do that in between a couple other ones later. Safe Passage. Go and run that one. Here is A Good Year. A Good Year. Russell Crowe. Passing. Here is 2 Days in Paris. Adam Goldberg and Julie Delphi. A comedy about love, family, and other disasters. 2 Days in Paris. And that day, that disc spent too many days in Paris. All right. Here is The Ballad of Cable Hogg. Jason Robards and Stella Stevens. This is an older Western. This is from 1970. Ballad of Cable Hogg. And Allison takes the first one down. Allison. Here is Outbreak. Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, and Morgan Freeman. This one's a good watch. Outbreak. Animal carries a deadly virus, and the greatest medical crisis in the world is about to happen. Um, Everything is ran individually, but everything that you purchase will ship uh, combined. Uh, so we don't stack stuff per se, like how other people on here do. Um, we run everything individually to allow anyone and everyone a chance to purchase that movie for what they feel it's worth. The Rainmaker, and that one is a little too scratched. Safe Passage and Fracture. Okay. Allison takes it. Here is Robin Hood, Men in Tights. And the Liam takes it. Thank you, the Liam. All right, here is Bad Girls. Madeline Stowe, Mary Stuart Masterson, Andy McDowell, and Drew Barrymore in Bad Girls. This is the extended cut. Passing. We have Left Behind, the movie, based on a New York best-selling item. Kirk Cameron is starring in this one. Passing. Here is Immediate Family with Glenn Close, James Wood, Mary Stuart Masterson, and Kevin Dillon. Immediate Family. And Allison takes that one down. Here is Brendan Fraser, Amber Valletta, and Michael Keaton in The Last Time. That one's a little too scuffed up. Here is Bridges of Madison County. This is Robert Redford from 1995. Bridges of Madison County. Not Robert Redford, Clint Eastwood. I don't know why I said Robert Redford. All right. A lot of these movies, there are a lot of movies that have their slipcovers too, so that's always a cool find. Nicolas Cage in National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets. And then we got bonus features on the other disc. So the person that I got this from, I bought it from a lady that was in her 60s, and this was her dad's collection of movies. Here we go. Chew. Thank you. Steve Schmee takes it. Thank you. All right. Here is Faith Like Potatoes. Based on an inspiring true story. Here is Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner. Bonus disc, special features, 2-disc anniversary edition, Field of Dreams. Passing. We have Father of Lies, DMX, Vivica Fox, and Clifton Powell. Hell hath no fury like evil scorned. Father of Lies. All right, here we go. And Mark J takes it. Thank you, Mark J. Let me get you a tag. Here is All I Want. Elijah Wood, Franca Potente, and Mandy Moore. All I Want. We don't see this movie too often. I can't say that I've had it recently. This is young Mandy Moore. All I Want. You're only 17 for Jones Dillon, and one time too many. iRobot, Will Smith. Yeah, I've never heard of it either. I don't know that I've ever had it. If I have, it's been a while. All right, here is a full screen version of Will Smith iRobot with the slipcover and passing. Here is a double feature: Charlie Sheen and Angie Harmon and Denise Richards in Good Advice, and Paul Rodriguez in A Million to One. Good Advice and A Million to One. Allison takes it down. Right. You want Field of Dreams? You can pick one other movie. Pick another movie out of the stack, and you pair those two together. Here is 2 Weeks Notice, Hugh Grant and Sandra Bullock. Steve takes it down. Thank you, Steve. Field of Dreams and pick another one. JR. You get another movie. Pick one more. Let's go with Bad Girls. Sounds good. Bad Girls and Field of Dreams. Get them both. It is an auction. JRJG. That is your first purchase from us. Thank you. Thank you. This one I can't say that I've had recently either. Heartburn, Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson. They thought it was love. It was really heartburn. This is from 1986. And Vintage Poet takes it. Thank you, Vintage. Here is Fever Pitch. Drew Barrymore, Jimmy Fallon. This is the widescreen version. Fever Pitch. For the most part, this whole collection has been pretty clean. We even got some VHS, and not a single one had mold on it. So, all in all, this collection was taken care of. A few of the ones that have had scratches, they're definitely fixable. I could polish them for like probably 20 seconds, and they'd be back in shape. Jeremy Irons and Annette Bening and Being Julia. Steve taking it down. Thank you, Steve. Here is Anna Calder Marshall and Timothy Dalton in Wuthering Heights. Wuthering Heights. Steve takes that one down. Let me put this thing in here real quick on the machine so I can get this one for Terry going. Let me just get this one started. 28 days, and you can print. You can pick something else, Diana. Left Behind and 28 Days. I gotcha. Get them both. It is an auction. Diana takes it. Thank you, Diana. All right. And next one up is an action movie double feature. The original Fast and the Furious and Jack London. Both black and white films. Terry, I see you just now joined back again. We're resurfacing that one that you asked me about. This is a double feature of some black and white films. Passing. We got Freedom Land, Samuel L. Jackson and Julianne Moore. Freedom Land. Passing. All right, let's wipe this disc off. And that one came out clean. This is the Betsy, the one that you were asking me for. This one we had yesterday. You asked me if I could clean it up. It is from 1978, the Betsy. Here we go. It is an auction. And Terry takes it down. Thank you, Terry. Let me get you a tag. Here is a double feature: American Me with Edward James Olmos and Empire with John Leguizamo. Double feature: American Me and Empire. Here we go. And passing, we have the original Bad News Bears, a classic comedy about growing up from 1976. The original Bad News Bears. Passing. Here is Jeff Bridges in Tucker, The Man and His Dream. I love the 80s collection. 1988. Tucker, The Man and His Dream. And Vintage, taking it down. Thank you, Vintage. Road to Perdition, Tom Hanks, Paul Newman, and Jude Law. Bad News Bear and Jack London. Okay. I'm going to put in these few that I have had already that were scuffed up. I'm going to clean these up real quick. So bear with me. All right. Bad News Bears and Jack London. Get them both. It is an auction. And Vintage. Taking that one down. Thank you, Vintage. Here is Man of the Year, Robin Williams. This is a full screen version. Welcome in Dr. Detroit and Casey's Paul. Man of the Year. And Terry taking it down. Thank you, Terry. All I Want, American Me and Empire. Okay, I got you. Road to Guantanamo. Guantanamo Bay? Yes. Road to Guantanamo. And there it goes. All right. Get them both. It is an auction. Or should I say, get all three. And Ramones takes it. Thank you, Ramones. Let me get you a tag. Pull that one out of the machine. All right, that one is The Last Time. That was the one with Brendan Fraser. I cleaned that one up. That one came out nicely. The Last Time. Passing. Here is the Substitute 4 movie pack. The Substitute 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's Substitute 2. This has Substitute 3 and The Substitute. So 1 and 3 are on that one. And then Substitute 4. So all 4 Substitute movies. Come on. There we go. Substitute 1 through 4. Treat Williams. And Terry takes it down. Thank you, Terry. Here is The Gambler 5, Playing for Keeps, a 3-hour, 2-part miniseries with starring Kenny Rogers. The Gambler. That one's a little scuffed. So let me set that in the stack. Scuffed ones, as I can fit them in, I will try and resurface them. This is from 1988, The Naked Gun with, what was that, Leslie Nielsen? The Naked Gun. Rebel Capitan. Thank you. That is your first purchase from us, so I appreciate you coming in, checking us out. Hopefully, we continue to find more titles to go along with that and add to your collection. All right. All right. Next one up is another double feature, The Master Touch with Kirk Douglas and the Big Trees. I do not. I don't have any of the other Naked Guns. I think that was the only one I have. The Master Touch and the Big Trees. Here is Desire Under the Elms. Sophia Loren, Burl Ives, and Anthony Perkins. Based on a play by Eugene O'Neill. This is from 1958. It is in black and white. Desire Under the Elms. Allison takes it. Cavalry Command and Cotter. Oh, that one is empty. Can't do much about an empty case. Here's a double feature, Liberty Heights and Diner. Steve Guttenberg and Diner. And Liberty Heights. These are some Warner Brother films. Let's see what years. 1982 and 1999. Liberty Heights and Diner. Double feature. And Christina. Yeah, that's what Mrs. Control was saying. Sam was telling us already. Sounds like a really cool, awesome collection. Hopefully the VHS is not all moldy. The VHS is moldy, or you're still on your way. Hopefully it's not moldy. Thank you, Christina. I believe that's your first purchase from us. About to do my first DVD and VHS show. Um, it all really depends on the people that show up to your show. We personally do singles. We've been doing singles for 2.5 years now. We don't really sell bulk unless it's movies that we've already tried to sell singly. Here is Bringing Out the Dead, Nicolas Cage and Patricia Arquette from 1999. This is a Nicolas Cage film we don't see too often. Bringing Out the Dead. Here is the final cut. Robin Williams, Mira Sorvino, and Jim Caviezel. Oh, I bet. Bama fan takes it down. Thank you, Bama fan. Let me get you a tag. All right. We have a Robert Redford film, Dan Aykroyd, Ben Kingsley, Sidney Poitier, David Strathairn, River Phoenix, and Sneakers. Bringing Out the Dead and Fever Pitch. I got you, Matthew. And Mark J takes that one. Thank you, Mark. You're going to get them both. It is an auction. Thank you, Matthew. All right. Here is All the King's Men. Sean Penn, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Mark Ruffalo, Anthony Hopkins, Patricia Clarkson. All the King's Men. We have The Express, the Ernie Davis story. Here is a 4 DVD set. It is Mafia Hits, Honor Thy Father, Mean Johnny Barrows, Family Enforcer, and Between Love and Honor. 2 of them are sealed. These 2 are still sealed. Honor Thy Father is pre-owned, and Between Love and Honor, this one is also pre-owned. So these are all like mafia stories. This one has a young Joe Pesci in it, Family Enforcer, and then we've got Mean Johnny Barrows, Fred Williamson. There you go. All 4 movies in one awesome box set. And passing. We got Double Jeopardy, Tommy Lee Jones, and Ashley Judd. That was me last night, Anita. That's how I felt last night. Yeah. Um, which is why I was not able to make it to the stream. I went to take a nap, and that nap lasted about 6 hours. Here is The Man from Elysian Fields. Wealth affords the ultimate extravagance. Andy Garcia, Mick Jagger, Julian Margulies, James Coburn, and Olivia Williams. We don't see this one too often. Yeah, if you heard me last night to this morning, uh, I was just completely like congested. My stomach was hurting. Yeah, yeah. Vintage, you are perfectly right on the dot. It is my allergies, but when that happens, it just kind of throws everything else off. And Matthew takes that one. Thank you, Matthew. This one I've not seen before. James Belushi and Kylie Travis. Retroactive. On a lonely Texas road, time, space, and murder are about to collide. This is from 19, what was that, 97? 1997. Travel through time and an explosive sci-fi thriller. Retroactive. Yeah. Sleep does fix a lot of different things. If you guys are ever feeling off or under the weather, getting some rest helps. Paul Giamatti, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Lady in the Water. This is in a blockbuster case. I think for me, some some of it is the whole. I was out in Vegas for a week and then came back. First, trying to catch up on sleep, and then running around doing this, that, and the other, and then it just kind of catching up to me. Trying to get back on this time schedule is kind of weird because out in Vegas, I was staying up till let's say 11 or 12 o'clock. That's 3 a.m. here, so it, it's definitely been a weird transition. I mean, I've only been home for 5 days, so yeah. All right, this one I resurfaced. It is the Rainmaker. Here is Charlie Wilson's War. Yeah, it wasn't too bad for me. I mean, most of what we did was inside, so the in and out uh, of the heat wasn't too bad. Rainmaker and Express, I got you. And then this 4 pack is mafia movies. 4 mafia movies. All four of the names of the movies are on the front. All right, the Rainmaker and the Express. And Ramones. Thank you, Ramones. All right, here is North Country, Charlize Theron. Uh, what the store in Westgate? You're talking about the record vinyl DVD store. There was a lot of really interesting stuff. It just was way out of my price range. Um, I think if Jason was there, he probably would have picked out about $400 or $500 worth of stuff that he wanted. Because realistically, it wasn't priced too terribly. It just was too pricey for me to go in and maybe buy some and bring it home. They were $4.99 basic DVDs. Yeah. Well, and that was all of their DVDs. If it was sealed, they were charging $9.99. Here's Firestarter 2 movie collection, Firestarter 1 and 2. But the guy was telling me he had stuff in his he called it his stock room, but it really wasn't a stock room. It was a closet, and he had some stuff that had not been priced or put out on the shelves. And he said if I wanted to, I could come back and look through some of it and make a pile and see if we can make a deal on it. But then I was like, that's just gonna take up too much of my time. Firestarter 2 movie collection. JJ's bargain bin takes it down. Thank you, JJ. That's 2 days in a row. I got you. I will look here in just a second, Ramones. Um, Give me just a second. Let me get this twofer down. Charlie Wilson's War and Retroactive. I can look on my phone and see what gas is at our local speedway, which is a good indication of what it is elsewhere. And Ramones takes it from a couple days. It has not went down. It's actually went up. 419 is what we're at. Just like 4 or 5 days ago, it was like 350. So, um, I mean, at Costco, it's a little bit cheaper. Um, but I also feel like that's not updated. Um, because the app's not looking like it normally does. So that could be different. I mean, here's Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt and The Devil's Own. Passing. I think someone was asking me about these. There was like a 3 movie set of these: Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight, or something like that. I don't know which one. Yeah. Did you get this one? Well, there's that for sunrise. And Anita takes it. Right. Yeah. So they are saying that the price of gas should be going down. They made the deal. They made a peace treaty, signed a peace treaty the other day. Trump and the Iranian government. So gas should start going back down. Uh, Oil did start going through the Strait of Hormuz. So maybe our gas starts going down. Here's the TV series based on the hit movie, My Big Fat Greek Life. So it says 152 minutes. So is this what, like, just like a preview of the series? All seven uproaring episodes. Okay. Yeah. Well, what we're used to is like one of the cheapest gas um in the nation. My Big Fat Greek Life. Anita takes it. Thank you, Anita. All right, here is The Bachelor, Chris O'Donnell and Renee Zellweger. Um, Devil Zone and All the Kingsmen. Okay. Christina takes it. Thank you, Christina. All the Kingsmen and The Devil's Own. Get them both. It is an auction. And Steve. Thank you, Steve. Goodyear and Lady in the Water. And Anita takes it. Thank you, Anita. Here is Young Guns 2, Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips. Young Guns 2. So I just was looking at Costco. It is $3.49 on the gas. So Costco is still cheap. No, you're good. Zool 88 takes it. I think that's your first purchase from us. So appreciate you checking us out. And hopefully we find more movies to go along with that and add to your collection. Here's a double feature, A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Entrapment. Entrapment with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones. And The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, that has Sean Connery in it. This is the full screen version. All right. Here is a movie called Jindabyne, Laura Linney and Gabrielle Byrne. Jindabyne. Bridges and Entrapment. Gotcha. Mark. Jay takes it. Thank you, Mark. Double feature and Bridges of Madison County, Terry Bober. It is an auction. Sassy, starting the first Sunday in September, we are doing 2 horror shows per week, Sundays and Fridays. Starting in September until we run out of all of our horror, we are running horror only. I do have our first show scheduled and with a preview video and items already listed, so you can go and check and see what we're actually going to be offering that day. So I think it's September 6th. You would click up here on our name, and then it's going to have a drop down menu, and you're going to click View Profile and click on the Shows tab and scroll down until you see September 6th, and you'll start seeing all of that stuff. Here is Bloodwork, Clint Eastwood. Matthew taking it down. Thank you, Matthew. Here is Gangs of New York, Cameron Diaz, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Daniel Day-Lewis. Passing. Here is Step Brothers, Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly. Here is A Prairie Home Companion. This is a new version of the old, it was a TV show, wasn't it? Or a radio show. Prairie Home Companion. Woody Harrelson, Tommy Lee Jones, Kevin Kline, Maya Rudolph, Meryl Streep, Lily Tomlin. Lindsay Lohan was in that. Anita. Thank you, Anita. All right. Here is The Mosquito Coast with River Phoenix, Harrison Ford, and Helen Mirren. Mosquito Coast. Matthew taking that one down. We are going to start a new stack of stuff. Let's move this over, see what this one has for us. Beat the Intro, the ultimate music trivia DVD game. Beat the Intro. Those are all like mafia movies. Ultimate music trivia game. Play this on your DVD player. There was one Blu-ray in this, Contraband. That is the Blu-ray, and here's the DVD. The DVD is destroyed, but the Blu-ray is good. Blu-ray is good. So Blu-ray only on Contraband for $1 might be worth it for somebody. I'm gonna put that in my stack over here because I'll resurface that disc and we'll put it in a Blu-ray show. Castaways and Step Brother. Get 'em booth. It is an auction. Castaway and Step Brothers. Here you go, Ramones. And Ramones takes it. I don't know why these two were rubber banded together. We got Horse Crazy, an adventure that will lasso your heart. Oh, nice, Sloth King. That's a good pickup for $10. I mean, a lot of those VHS DVD combos go for 100 plus on eBay. So that's a good find. Robert Redford and Jeremiah Johnson. Matthew takes it. Thank you, Matthew. Here is a triple feature, Wagon Train, Death Valley Days, and The Deputy. So 12 episodes. So we got probably 4 episodes on each series. Wagon Train, Death Valley Days. Ooh, nope. That is, yeah. Both of those discs are not in the greatest of shapes. All right. Here is Texas Rangers and Dead Man with Johnny Depp. We don't see this Johnny Depp one too often. This one's got some minor scuffs, but that shouldn't have really affect how it plays. I'm gonna polish it up though, just to be on the safe side. Oh shit! Come on. Let me get this in here. Hold on. Trying to put a little cleaning compound on this. All right. Here is a movie called Madison. Jim Caviezel, Jake Lloyd, Mary McCormick, and Bruce Dern. Here is Gracie. Dermot Mulroney, Elizabeth Shue, and Carly Schroeder. Gracie. Why does it feel like I have a hair in my throat? I mean, we are in a pet-friendly house, so it's very possible it's a hair in my throat. Richard Gere, Brooke Adams, Sam Shepard in Days of Heaven from 1978. This is an older one we don't see too often. She gave her hand to one man, but her heart to another. Days of Heaven. All right. Let's wipe this one off. And then I'll run it. This is that double feature with Dead Man and Texas Rangers. Double feature. Here we go. Madison and Days of Heaven. Gotcha. Get them both. It is an auction. Matthew, take me down. Here is The Whole Wide World. Renee Zellweger and Vincent D'Onofrio. The Whole Wide World. True story about true love of the greatest pulp fiction writer of all time. The Whole Wide World. And Anita takes it. Thank you, Anita. Glad you're finding some movies that you like. Here is Love Affair with Warren Beatty and Annette Bening. Love Affair. This one is from 1994. Crazy Horse and Rangers. I gotcha. Anita taking that one down. All right. Get them both. It is an auction. That one goes to Bama Fan. Let me get your. There it is. I had to find where your stack got put. Nicolas Cage in The Weatherman. In Life, Accuracy Counts. Full screen edition. There's plenty of goodies in the stuff today, so plenty to go around. Here is The Old Man and the Gun. Robert Redford, Casey Affleck, and Sissy Spacek. This is a Robert Redford one that we don't get too often. Again, this one has some minor scuffing on it. I'm going to clean that one up. That Robert Redford one, I can't say that I've seen that one anytime recently. Sure are. Road to Guantanamo and Road to Perdition. All right. Get them both. It is an auction. And Ramon takes it. Here is Crimes of the Heart. Diane Keaton, Jessica Lange, and Sissy Spacek. It is like a horse story. It's a racehorse story. Allison takes it. Here is The Rainmaker with Matt Damon. This is a remake of the other one that we had earlier. And Diana Prince takes it. Diana. Sugar and Double Jeopardy. Mark J takes that one down. Here is The Hours with Nicole Kidman, Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore, and yeah, The Hours. Here is Broken Arrow with John Travolta and Christian Slater. So interesting. I don't know if I got. I don't know if I was telling you guys about any of my Vegas trip and who I actually got to see. I didn't see him, but apparently John Travolta walked through one of the casinos that we were walking through, and there was all kinds of hustle and bustle and everybody yelling like, "Oh, look, it's him!" And then I got to see yet another celebrity. Um, Dean Kane came to our pool tournament. Um, he was there for like minutes. He did not stay long. Um, enough that people kind of yeah enough that people knew he was there, and then by the time that heard it, I came and walked up. He did a little trick shot with one of the other guys that was doing an exhibition, and then as soon as he did the trick shot, he walked away. So it was like so quick that I was not able to get a picture, but that would have been cool if I could have. But he apparently is good friends with a couple of the trick shot shooters that was there, and so that's the reason why he showed up. Here is The Old Man and the Gun. This is that Robert Redford one. Um, I was resurfacing it, but we don't see this too often. This I think is later on in his career. Yeah, 2018. So this was like right before he passed. Old Man and the Gun. All right, go on, go on. I have to work. I have to work, Willow. Go on. Here is Feeling Minnesota. Feeling Minnesota with Keanu Reeves, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Cameron Diaz. Well, she's coming in here because Evan and or Emily is up, and they're not giving her any kind of attention. So she's coming in here to try and get pets, which I gave her pets. Here's Sam Shepard and After the Harvest. Well, when they're getting up and they're making their breakfast and all that stuff, they yes, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They're just now getting up. It's summer, but they only have like 3, 4 more days of this because they go back to school on Wednesday. Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves in Point Break. New Home, yes, that is fine. Passing. Here is A Leap of Faith with Christine Taylor and Jeremy London, The Spirit of a Champion. A Leap of Faith. Mark takes that one. Thank you, Mark. And I got you on that one. Catch Me If You Can. All right. Here is The Pitcher and the Pinup. Corinna Harney Jones and Drew Johnson. Pitcher and the Pinup. Mark takes that one down. Thank you, Mark. Here is this is a Korean release of The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. It is Region 1. Licensed for sale only in the U.S. So, yeah, I don't particularly like the look of these Korean releases, but apparently they're good quality, and that's why people get them. We'll see. Allison takes it. Here is Rails and Ties with Kevin Bacon and Marcia Gay Harden. Rails and Ties. The Man in the Iron Mask, Leonardo DiCaprio. It looks good. Rails with point. Gotcha. And Lorelei takes it. Thank you, Lorelei. Rails and Ties and Point Break. It is an auction. And Funky for Life takes it. Thank you, Funky. Mailman's here, I guess. All right. Here is a Nora Roberts movie with Montana Sky. John Corbett, Charlotte Ross, and Ashley Williams. Nora Roberts. And Funky for Life. Freedom Riders with Hilary Swank. Full screen. And Lexi May. Thank you, Lexi. Here is Radio, Ed Harris and Cuba Gooding Jr. Passing on that one. Let me get this. I'm going to resurface another disc. Here is Racing with the Moon. Sean Penn, Elizabeth McGovern, and Nicolas Cage. Racing with the Moon from 1984. This has got to be one of Nicolas Cage's earliest movies. Is that Nick Cage? Wow. 1984. Oh, he's right there. This is one of his earlier ones. Here's Racing with the Moon. And Vintage takes it. Thank you, Vintage. We got Training Day and Fallen, both Denzel Washington films. Radio and Weatherman. I gotcha. It's not just you, Anita. It's actually this collection. This collection just is a collection of good movies. And Capitan takes it. Thank you, Capitan. Here is a John Wayne film, Back to Patan. I believe this is a black and white. 1945, it is in black and white. Back to Patan. John Wayne. If you guys like the Westerns, there is a lot of Westerns in today's stuff. So let me wipe off this one that we just resurfaced. This one was the 2 Days in Paris one, Julie Delphi. Oh, I'm sorry, Matthew. I got you. Not bad. Anita takes that one. Here is a double feature: Jack Palance in the McMasters and John McIntyre in The New Daughters of Joshua Cave. Couple westerns. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Jane Powell and Howard Keel. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Is in color from 1954. Thank you, Matthew. Here's a widescreen version of Tremors 2, The Aftershocks. The Worms Have Turned. The Worms Have Turned. This is from 1998. Tremors 2, Fred Ward. And Emboss takes it. Thank you, Emboss. Ran out of post-it notes, so until our post-it notes come in, I am back to the old school tagging system. Here's Vera Drake, Wife, Mother, and Criminal. Vera Drake. Passing. This is a World War. The World War looks like a DVD 3-disc collection in a metal tin. Includes 4 acclaimed war movies. The World War on 3 discs. The Sound Barrier on 1. King and Country, Angels 1-5 on another. And The Captive Heart. The World War. Here is 8 war classics. We've got Casablanca Express, Cold War Killers, A Yank in Libya, Waterfront Commandos, Eagles Attack at Dawn, Hitler's SS, and Go for Broke. So a total of 8 films on 2 DVDs. War Classics, a 2 DVD set. All right. What about Civil War battlefields? Manassas, Antietam, Fredericksburg, and Chancellorsville. And then we've got Gettysburg, Wilderness, and Spotsylvania, and Appomattox. So if you are a Civil War fan, Glory and Patriot double feature. There's a Patriot. Yeah, nobody wants war today. We usually can sell war stuff. It's usually pretty popular. Double feature. Funky for life. Takes it. Funky. Here is a Spike Lee joint, Miracle at Saint Anna, the untold story of courage and brotherhood. The Miracle at Saint Anna by Spike Lee. And Zool 88 takes it. Thank you, Zool. Here is Super Fighters, Weapons of War. It's about the fighter jets. Ooh, that one is pretty scratched up. All right, sounds good, Zool. I appreciate you coming in, checking us out. Hope to see you back soon. Hell is for Heroes, Steve McQueen. Freedom and Training Day. Gotcha. Caught you right as you were leaving. One more. You're like, one more. It's a good one with Steve McQueen. Yeah, not a problem. All right. Freedom and Training Day. Get them both. It is an auction. I always like that when somebody says like, "Oh, I'm leaving. I'll see you later," and then like the next like 3 or 4 movies they end up buying. I'm like, I thought you were leaving. It's all good. We like it. What is in the War Classics? These 8 movies right down here. Is 2 DVDs. We got 633 Squadron, Cliff Robertson and George Chakiris. Ooh, wow. That one is wrecked. There is Paul Newman in Fat Man and Little Boy with Dwight Schultz, Bonnie Bedelia, Laura Dern, John Cusack, and Natasha Richardson. This is from 1989. Fat Man and Little Boy. Story of extraordinary people who changed our world. Triple X, State of the Union. Corey now takes it. Thank you, Corey. Let me get you a tag. So the twofer is you pick 2 out of this stack. The new one coming in is a $1 stuff. So that was the first time I showed it. So that was $1. So if you wanted to pick 2 out of this stack, I can sell 2 for $1. Here's the Dirty Dozen double feature, the Deadly Mission and the Fatal Mission. So since this one has not been shown yet, this one will be a $1 start by itself. Or if you wanted to pick 2 out of this stack, you would pick 2. Dirty Dozen double feature. Does that make sense, Corey? Terry takes it. So yeah, if you wanted to pair something up with that, here's a War Movies World War II collection, 20 movies on 4 DVDs. Lots of war movies on this one. I'll show the back that shows all the titles. Yeah, iRobot's been up there for a while, so you should be fine with that. All right, so a total of 20 movies. Here's the list of all the World War II movies on that. 20 World War II era movies passing. Here's a Chuck Norris 3-film collection. We have The President's Man, President's Man, A Line in the Sand, and Logan's War, Bound by Honor. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. Here is Second in Command with Jean-Claude Van Damme with a kind of lenticular 3D-ish slipcover. Second in Command. Hold on. I'm trying to peel this sticker off because they put it in the worst spot possible. Here is Cinderella Man, the James J. Braddock story, an ESPN film. Passing. We have Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood. Passing. The Price for Peace, from Pearl Harbor to Nagasaki. Price for Peace. Let me count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we need 2 more. Gypsy Warriors, Tom Selleck. Gypsy Warriors. This is an old Warner Brother. I thought this was a Warner Brother archive, but it's not. Bruce Willis and Emily Lloyd in Country. Bruce Willis, like you've never seen him, in a story you'll never forget. In Country. Cinderella Man and iRobot. I gotcha. Allison, 6. Get them both. It is an auction. And Corey now takes it. Thank you, Corey. We have Letters from Iwo Jima, 2-disc special edition. Variety Vault. If you are an approved seller here on Whatnot, I would just start running movies. Figure out how much you paid per item, and then make sure after your fees you're making profit on every single one, and just start selling them. Here's The Good German with Tobey Maguire, Cate Blanchett, George Clooney. This one was filmed and done in black and white, but it is a modern movie in 2006. I think we need one more. Flyboys with James Franco. Flyboys, widescreen. Oh, there's some damage up there. Some separation from the disc. That one we are not going to be able to fix. All right, this one is D-Day Remembered. Special commemorative edition, 4 documentaries on 2 discs. The True Glory and the D-Day Collection. If you're still here, Variety Vault, where are you located? If you're located close to us, we may be able to take it off your hands. Pennsylvania is not too far. We're actually in northern Kentucky by Cincinnati. So let's go ahead and run this stack. You're going to get this whole entire stack all one money. We're going to start this off at $4. We're going to put 15 seconds on the clock. Hold on just a second, Variety Vault. Our messages on stuff we don't need are not working, but you can message me at this other page. I'll tag it. There you go. The at treasure chest. Just message me on that. And yeah. Anyway, you're gonna get this whole entire stack, all one money, $4 start. We're gonna put 15 seconds on the clock. And the person with the highest bid wins. Here we go. You get all of it. Everything here. Oh, your friend tried rating us, but it didn't work. Huh. That's weird. Tamara is in. 3, 2, 1. And Tamara takes it down. Thank you, Tamara. Let me get you a tag, Tamara. All right. Let's get this out of the way. On to some more. Let's see. Here is a popular series, The Band of Brothers. I would say even people that don't like war stuff, this is a really good Steven Spielberg product. Tom Hanks also helped with this. This is The Band of Brothers. It's got 6 discs. Let's go ahead and check them all. Okay, sounds good. And with how cheaply we start this at $1, it's well worth it if you have not seen this series. Well worth it for $1. All right. The Band of Brothers, and it does have its little outer sleeve. Band of Brothers in a metal tin. Yep. Back to the $1 and back to 5 seconds. Here we go. Band of Brothers. Anybody want that one? Yvette is in for $1. Not a bad deal. Yvette, thank you. Okay. Let's see. Clint Eastwood film, Every Which Way But Loose. Clint Eastwood. And Matthew takes it down. Matthew. We got Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, unrated. Here is Bad Company, Jeff Bridges, 1972. There is some seasons in this, and I am working on trying to get a season show together. It's probably not going to be till September though. Jason's going to be doing VHS later on tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, we just haven't been getting a lot of it. Cinderella Man, Russell Crowe, Renee Zellweger, full screen version. Here is Welcome to Mooseport, Ray Romano and Gene Hackman. Is missing its plastic outer cover. It looks like he glued this paper on, so it's not going anywhere. We have First Night, Sean Connery, Richard Gere, Julia Ormond. Well, that's always good. So it sounds like the collection was a good buy, Sam. Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts in The Mexican. Here's Ruffian with Frank Whaley and Sam Shepard. Phew, this is an ESPN film. Passing. Here's Runaway Bride. Richard Gere, Julia Roberts. No Warm Bodies, unfortunately. We do get that one from time to time. Uh, I wouldn't say super often, but I wouldn't say it's a hard one for us to find. We just don't have it today. Aaron Brockovich. We got Coach Carter, Samuel L. Jackson. It begins on the streets, it ends here. Resurrecting the Champ with Samuel L. Jackson and Josh Hartnett. Resurrecting the Champ. Here is Meryl Streep and Sam Neill in A Cry in the Dark. Cry in the Dark. That is the movie. Anita 6'6". Here is Bionic Woman, Volume 1. This is the newer series, not the old series. Bionic Woman, Volume 1. And Allison taking it down. The River Wild with Meryl Streep, Kevin Bacon, and David Strathairn. The River Wild. And, oh, still going. And Christina takes it down. Thank you, Christina. Here is The Missing Gun. In China, only thing more dangerous than having a gun is losing it. The Missing Gun. Chinese American film, I guess. The Missing Gun. Passing. Here is Terminator 2, Extreme DVD. Terminator 2. RoboCop the 10 takes it. Here is Steven Seagal in Out for a Kill and Black Dawn. Double feature. Black Dawn and Out for a Kill. Both Steven Seagal. Double feature. Here is Green Dragon, Patrick Swayze and Forest Whitaker. Green Dragon. Yvette. Thank you, Yvette. Alec Baldwin in Second Nature. They made him an assassin. Now he's the target. Second Nature. As a reminder, guys, if you see any two movies in the past stack that you would like to pair up, I can do two movies out of this stack for $1. Here's Gangs of New York. Passing. Double feature of On the Border with Daniel Baldwin and Dolph Lundgren in The Peacemaker. Double feature. Denzel Washington triple feature for Queen and Country, The Mighty Quinn, and Out of Time. For Queen and Country, The Mighty Quinn, and Out of Time. Two of these three movies are not as common. These first two are not as common, and then Out of Time is pretty common. Here we go. Triple feature, Denzel Washington. Yvette. Takes it down. Thank you, Yvette. Here is Flight of Fury, Steven Seagal. I think I'm going to do it. You're going to get all three Steven Seagals for $1. And passing. Here's The Constant Gardener, Ralph Fiennes and Rachel Weisz. Mel Gibson's Apocalypto. Mel Gibson. No one can outrun their destiny. With a slipcover, yes. All right. I think that was in the. Yeah. Okay, that was in the other stack. Here's the Hitman with Chuck Norris. Passing. We have Three Kings, George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, and Ice Cube. Three Kings. Here's Demi Moore in G.I. Jane. Failure is not an option. Kings and Hitman. Gotcha. Christina takes that one down. Thank you, Christina. Three Kings and the Hitman with Chuck Norris. It is an auction. And Jonathan takes it. Thank you, Jonathan, bro. Ruffian and Resurrecting the Champ. Okay, gotcha. Just a second. Get them both. It is an auction. And Michelle takes it down. Glad to see you back, Michelle. I'm doing all right, Cece. Thank you for asking. It's Charlie's Angels and Coach Carter. Get them both. It is an auction. Well, that's good. Selling is always a good thing. Corey takes that one. We have Desperate Hours, Mickey Rourke, Anthony Hopkins, Mimi Rogers, and Kelly Lynch from 1990. That one's a little scuffy. We don't get this one too often, so I'm going to polish this one up real quick. Stay. All right. Here is 48 Hours, Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. Yeah, man. That one is a no-go. Assault on Precinct 13, Ethan Hawke, Lawrence Fishburne. Passing. I have a triple feature, all Chuck Norris, Code of Silence, Firewalker, and Lone Wolf McQuade. So we've got 3 Chuck Norris films on 3 separate discs. A few fingerprints on a couple of those. All 3 Chuck Norris films. And Allison takes it. Thank you, Allison. Grab that one out of the resurfacer. Here is Desperate Hours. It came out quite clean. Yvette is in. Thank you, Yvette. We have I Love the 80s, Steve McQueen and The Hunter. Passing. We got a Bruce Willis double or triple feature. Bandits, Hearts War, and The Siege. Bruce Willis triple feature. Vet says, sure, why not? I got the Denzel one. This one matches. And here is a triple feature of Nicolas Cage. We got Face Off, Snake Eyes, and Bringing Out the Dead. Triple feature of those 3 movies, Face Off on one disc, Snake Eyes, and Bringing Out the Dead. Here we go. All 3 movies in one. Jones 5 BC takes it. Let's see. Just a second. Move this stuff over so I can scoop this stack up. All right. Here is Moondance Alexander, Kay Panabaker, Lori Laughlin, and Don Johnson. Oh, well, I appreciate you supporting us, Yvette. We definitely have a selection of movies all the time. So it's a good place to come if you're looking for certain things or don't know what you're looking for, but like to see different stuff. Here's Griffin and Phoenix, Amanda Peet and Dermot Mulroney. Here is Match Point. Here is Rooster Cogburn. Nope, that one is empty. We have the Lake House full screen edition. Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Passing. Here is Once Upon a Time in the West. Claudia Cardinale, Jason Robards, Charles Bronson, and Henry Fonda. It's a 2-disc set. Michael Clayton, George Clooney. So I put a lot of movies on the table. What I don't get to, we are going to be running later on tonight at 10 p.m. So if you guys aren't doing anything and would like to join us to run more of this collection, please come back around 10 p.m. We're going to be on for probably another 20-ish minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. I probably am not going to get through everything I put on the table. This one's kind of interesting just because we don't get the regular. Well, no, this is Tron Legacy. This is a Korean release of Tron Legacy. There's a little envelope. Tron Legacy, a Korean release. Let's just make sure that it is a region ABC. It says it's a Blu-ray, but it definitely is not. Korean releases kind of make those mistakes sometimes. It is a DVD, Korean release of Tron Legacy. Here's a triple feature of Don't Say a Word, Entrapment, and High Crimes. There's Entrapment, High Crimes, and Don't Say a Word. Triple feature. Event. This is another triple feature, romantic comedy triple play. Alex and Emma, The In-Laws, and Joe versus the Volcano. Joe versus the Volcano. The In-Laws. And Alex and Emma. Last Chance and Brockovich. I gotcha. Get all 3 movies in one box. Anita. Last Chance Harvey and Aaron Brockovich. Steve takes that one down. Here is No Reservations, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Aaron Eckhart. the next movie sale, it will be a milestone because for the last probably 2 to 3 weeks, we have we have not hit 100 sales in a show just because of the selection of movies has not been the greatest. But the next movie sale we get will hit us at 100 items sold. Here is the Manchurian Candidate. This is the original one, not the one with Denzel Washington, Jeanette Lee, Frank Sinatra, Yvette. Here's another two older films: Ballad of Andy Crocker with Lee Majors and The Anatomy of an Illness with Ed Asner. Nope, it's empty. The Big Trees with Kirk Douglas. Yes, it was an invisible one. All right, here's another original that we don't usually get. This is the Steve McQueen version of the Thomas Crown Affair. It was redone with Pierce Brosnan with a slipcover. United Artists, 90-year. What are you about? You're making some noise. All right, I'll show you. I'll show you on camera. All right, it's sunny. Oh, you guys are fighting over this one. The Trees and the Hunter. All right, Michelle takes that one down. Where are you going, son? Come here. I'll show you on camera. I'll show you on camera. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you are. Oh, yeah. That feels good, doesn't it? All right. And then there's Miss Willow. Come here, Willow. Come here. I'll show you on camera. Come here. You gotta get all the way up in the. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. They like interrupting me, but in a good way. Here's Appaloosa. Here's the Hunter and the Big Trees. This next one, I think it's interesting just because of the artwork that's on it. It's a Charles Bronson film called St. Ives from 1976. The artwork on it is very cool. I like that simple line drawing stuff. St. Ives. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Somebody just went into my eBay store and bought like 15 items. They bought this one, 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 and that one. Wow. Let's see how many items. Wow. Yeah. They spent $70. Yeah. I, there was like seven chings all in a row. It says it's 6 items. All right. Here is a double feature: Peter Lorre in Mr. Moto's Last Warning, and Frank Sinatra in Suddenly. Nah, maybe not. Here's Winner Take All in the driver's seat with Elizabeth Taylor and Shirley Jones. Nope, nope, that's all scratched up. Good Night and Good Luck. Widescreen. They sent a message along with it saying, I know that you have the store on vacation mode, which it is until this weekend. Um, if you can adjust for combined shipping, I think everything may qualify for media mail. So yeah, I'll have to compute that for them. Here is Abbott and Costello Movie Night with a slipcover, Africa Screams and Jack and the Beanstalk, along with TV episodes, Drugstore and Vacation. Black and White, Abbott and Costello Movie Nights. Event. There's Vengeance Valley and the Sundowners, Robert Preston, Burt Lancaster, Robert Walker, a double feature. Ooh, we've got a bidding war. Tyler C. takes it down. Thank you, Tyler C. Let me get you a tag. Get you situated over here. Here's another double feature. Looks like two westerns: Jurgen Prochnow and The Other Side of the Law. Clu Gulager, Robert Carradine, and Martin Sheen in Gunfighter. Double feature. Ooh. Nope. That one's too scratched up. Here is Frank Sinatra, The Man with the Golden Arm. All right. Let's see. Let me move this around and grab this stack. This stack's got some goodies for sure. Here's The Guardian with a slipcover, Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher. The Guardian. If you guys see any two in the pile behind here, if you guys want to pair those up, any two movies in the back for $1, or the newest movie that I am showing first, that will also be $1 start. So any two out of this stack for $1. Here's The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger with a slipcover. The Running Man. Here we go. Tyler C. Here is a double feature, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Double feature. Nothing in this world has prepared you for this. Get both movies on one disc. Here is a double feature, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Collateral Damage, and Eraser. Passing. Here is Charles Bronson in Death Wish 2, 3, and 4. I'm looking in the stack to see if I have Death Wish, the first one, and I do not. So I apologize for that, but here's Death Wish 2, 3, and 4. Triple feature, Charles Bronson. Tyler C. takes that one. You want Second Nature and Eraser. Gotcha. Second Nature and Eraser. Second Nature. Where is it? I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. Yep. Here we go. Get them both. It is an auction. Sarah Lise takes it. We get you a tag, Sarah. Here is Bonnie and Clyde with Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. It's got the texturized cover with two bullet holes in it. Looks like the bullet went right through the center. Bonnie and Clyde. Special features. It's pretty cool with the slipcover. Warner Brother 85th anniversary. Terry takes it. So you want this? These three? It's a risky move, but I will do it. It is still an auction though, so anybody can bid. I'll let you get all three. Anybody can bid. Yeah, all three for one. It is an auction. It's the risk putting that much goodies together. You're risking it not going for $1. Tyler C. Here is a triple feature: Jean-Claude Van Damme in Cyborg, Dead Warrant, and Double Impact. Didn't we have another Jean-Claude Van Damme in here? Thought we did. Which one was it? It wasn't Missing Gun. Oh well. We're going to run this triple feature of Jean-Claude Van Damme. All three. Oh, it was in the last stack. Yeah. Passing on Jean-Claude. We got Lucky Slevin, full screen edition. Gotcha. Here is Blood Diamond, Leonardo DiCaprio. The reservations. All right. Get them both. It is an auction. And Anita takes it. Dolph Lundgren in Showdown in Little Tokyo and Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport. Double feature. 2 movies, 1 on each side. Goes along with the Jean-Claude stuff. Bank Job with Jason Statham. U-571. We're going to get this up to 25, and then we are going to be ending off. Here's Artificial Intelligence. Here is disc 1, the movie. And then disc 2 is the special features. I'm going to set that in there. Haley Joel Osment and Jude Law. First Night and Moondance Alexander. I gotcha. Sarah Lise. Takes it. And we got First Night and Moondance. First Night, Moondance. Get them both. It is an auction. Sarah Lise taking it down. Pierce Brosnan in Taffin. Pierce Brosnan. Let me wipe that side of the disc off. That one's got something on it, some water spots or something. And that wiped right off. Very clean. Taffin. Passing. The Siege with Denzel Washington, Annette Bening, and Bruce Willis. Sunshine. Sarah Lease. We got another Chuck Norris film. Didn't we have a Chuck Norris pass? No, we did not. Breaker Breaker. Chuck Norris. Jonathan Bro. Hold on just a second, guys. I gotta plug this phone up. Here's Miami Vice, Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell. Transporter 3. That one is a little too destroyed. We got Silent Rage with Chuck Norris. And Jonathan Bro. Here's The Bourne Identity, Matt Damon. This is the Explosive Extended Edition. All right. Under Siege with Steven Seagal. And that one is destroyed. All kinds of scratches. Here's Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton in Dante's Peak and Sylvester Stallone in Daylight. One's a little fingerprinty. Appaloosa and Taffin. I gotcha. Nita takes it. Get them both. It is an auction. Sarah Leaf. We got a triple feature of Knocked Around Guys, A Man Apart, and Boiler Room, all Vin Diesel. There's some swirls on both sides. I'm going to try and clean that one up. I'll clean that one up. Not right now, though. It will be a little bit later. Here is Zigzag, John Leguizamo, Oliver Platt, Natasha Lyon, and Wesley Snipes. Zigzag. Surly's. Here is a 4-movie collection: Wild West Shootout, Blood City, and God Said to Cain, and then Ruthless 4 and Border Shootout. 2 movies on that one, and 2 movies on. Nope. We're gonna sell just that. The other one was empty. Well, that goes in the stack. Here is the Manchurian Candidate. Denzel. That one's empty. Coronado. Academy from the special effects team of Independence Day. Coronado. Let the revolution begin. That looks like it's at the Kremlin in Russia. Beverly Hills to Switzerland. Okay. Coronado. All right. Here is Daredevil. This. I think that gets us to 25. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6. We have 26. So we are going to sell this whole entire stack. All one money. $4 is the starting bid. You get everything in this stack. All one money. 15 seconds on the clock, so you have a little bit more time to think about it. Here we go. Let's get it. It's a good little stack right there. 10 seconds left. $4 is the bid. Steve is winning. Oh, somebody else tried to bid. Bill Touffet says, I want it too. 3, 2, 1. Michelle in. $7 is the bid. And Michelle takes it down. Michelle, thank you so much. Like I said, guys, we have more movies. I've got more over here and here, and then a whole another stack that we did not get to. So we're going to continue to run that, and then I have more down here. All of these things are filled with DVDs. So please come back tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That would be what, 7 Pacific. So yeah, definitely come back, hang out with us. We're going to be doing more of this same collection later on, and let's go see if we can raid someone. Let's see who's on.